Hold on a second.
Is it the pirates? Are they back? Yep, definitely the pirates. Alright.
Navarro is now under the protection of the New Republic.
My charts indicate that Navarro is an independent world.
Yeah.
You are no longer
They don't
under
have
the
protection.
of Moff Gideon.
The Spinward Patrol passes through here regularly.
The New Republic can't even protect the Mid-Rim from the pirate nation. This isn't Sabak. You can't bluff your way out of this one, Gaga.
Yeah, I am curious. Like,
Don't
how
pay
good
me
is the
again
protection of the New
unless it's
Republic?
too
I won't
The
abandon
people
my
in this
city.
galaxy go through a
We
hell of a
have to
lot,
get the
don't they?
people to safety.
Like, they are
Send out a
never
directive
safe.
immediately. Let's go.
Evacuate! Alert! Alert! Please evacuate!
What's this guy's name again?
Thank you.
No.
Captain Taylor.
No. Captain Tava? Tava.
Too bad. I really thought Navarro was gonna make it.
I'm gonna forward this to Coruscant. Request permission to intercede.
Is that our first live action
They
or
haven't
side?
returned a dispatch in weeks. They're swamped. They'll never get an answer in time.
May not be.
Then I'm just gonna have to go there and talk to them myself. They can't ignore me face to face.
I like your attitude. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Kind of sounds like Zeb. Will we see Pershing? Like, is he just sitting at his desk doing whatever? Or is he somewhere else? Nah. This bitch.
Captain Taylor, we have been attacked by Pirate King Gorian Shard. You once offered that I might reach out to you. I am humbly requesting the New Republic to send a patrol.
I get the gist. It does sound concerning.
Excuse me, Colonel. I'm going down to the commissary. Can I
Well,
get
she's inserted herself.
Thank you, and I'm fine for now. I'm sorry, officer, you spent some time in the Outer Rim, right? Have you ever heard of Navarro?
I have. Spent some time there, in fact. They have yet to sign the charter. They're not.
Immediately suspicious.
Uh-oh.
As he should be.
Good.
But from experience, it often takes a new perspective before one is able to see the light.
You and your sword didn't see the
Yeah,
light. You were captured.
No. I was liberated.
yeah, huh.
In any event, thank you, Captain, for bringing this to our attention. We'll see if we can allocate some additional
Very much just take the
assets.
planet for your own, is what she's
Apologies,
saying.
we can't do more.
Whether it was the Empire, whether it's the Pirates, whether it's New Republic, you have to come in by force, right?
There's something dangerous happening out there.
That's what she's saying. Yep. This man is smart. You should listen to him. Everybody should be listening to him. There's a difference between sitting behind a desk in requisitions than actually being out there in the galaxy, visiting people, seeing what's actually going on out there, right? The only difference is, like, the person going out there and seeing all this needs to bring back the actual proof of what's happening. It's easy for the New Republic to come after Gideon because he's some Imperial warlord and stuff, right? They don't want him amassing all the power and everything that he had. They had to put a stop to that. But something like this, nah. Not worth their time and effort. And with everything else going on, yeah. He needs to bring back enough proof that people are actually convinced that, yeah, something's going on.
Citizens of Navarro,
Because people don't want to believe it.
we'll make camp here for a short while.
Man, what an image.
How did you manage to find us? Mandalorians pride ourselves on our secrecy.
Fortunately, someone I served with in the rebellion is amongst your ranks.
Yeah, at least it's R5 and not a Mandalorian.
Thanks, R5.
You
The
son of a
entire
bitch.
covert will now have to relocate.
Karga's your friend. You won't let him die.
What's in it for you?
The New Republic has to know that the Empire is growing again.
Yeah, but Din would probably have to do it alone, wouldn't he?
I can't say.
Considering the last time the Mandalorians were on Navarro,
Look,
they fought against it,
it's
right?
not your fight. I just came to tell you your friend is in danger.
So what are you thinking?
They haven't been hidden this whole time either, right? If R5's been with them.
You can't do it alone.
And that's Din's fault as well.
Perhaps it is time for us to live in the light once again, on a planet where we are welcome, so our culture may flourish and our children can feel what it is to play in the sunlight.
Sounds good. You've got a group, why hide yourselves? You're not being hunted by Imperials now, so...
Does anyone else wish to speak?
It's up to them now.
I do.
The biggest naysayer. Against Din, at least.
The question we should be asking ourselves is why?
This is the way. This is also interesting that they've gone to Bo-Katan for battle tactics, right?
You lived there once, hiding in the sewers. But now, you can be heroes.
Man, look at that. Like, that one building looks like they've just shoveled some dirt on top of it, but it still looks pretty bad.
Approaching drop point. First team, prepare to drop.
Let's go.
First team away.
This is such a video game level again. There's so many episodes like that. She just waltzes in. Ow. If they can't take the city, may as well destroy it, right?
Targeting the townspeople.
We've got to take them down. Focus fire on their last engine.
Well, so ends the reign of the Pirate King.
This was once the forge of our covert. I have been to the Great Forge on Mandalore.
It's the flashback machine as well.
I remember the forge well.
I was taught that the mythosaur existed only in legends, and yet you saw it.
So she did believe her?
It is a sign.
This
that
is
the
so
next
confusing,
age is
man.
upon us.
But how, though? By just taming the mythosaur? I thought the way demanded that the Darksaber be the way to lead, right? Do you think they look confused? I think they look confused. It's hard to tell.
Bo-Katan Kryze is going off to bring other Mandalorians in exile to us, so that we may join together once again.
But she shows her face.
It's not gonna matter in the long run.
Bo-Katan walks both worlds.
Yeah, she needs to
Can
show her
bring
face to
all
the other
tribes
Mandalorians, right?
Together. It is time to retake Mandalore.
I didn't know they could do that. But
Sending
this
a
can't be
transponder
Gideon,
signal. Why don't you
right?
pass it through the flight log? It's a fragment of Beskar alloy.
Are you saying that Moff Gideon was taken by Mandalorians?
Well, that's a setup. But Imperials did have Beskar. That's why they raided Mandalore to begin with, right? Well, one of the reasons. Because they were accruing all the Beskar. So, don't know, man. What an episode. Seriously. Man, what to talk about first? I think we should probably start with Moff Gideon, right? And they jumped straight to the Mandalorians with the ambush on the prison transport. It's obviously some Imperial warlord helping Gideon escape. We know it that way, at least. Mandalorians would have nothing to do with Gideon. Unless there's a faction... Actually, yeah. If I'm remembering correctly, there were some Mandalorians that sided with the Empire. But I think that was before the Empire, obviously, attacked Mandalore, destroyed it. But obviously, they were like... If you were going after Mandalore, you'd go after Beskar as well, right? And there was a droid down there that we saw that was literally like scrapping Beskar parts and doing all that. So it's understandable that maybe some... And we've even seen, was it last season with the Ahsoka episode, that Imperial there, former Imperial, I should say, that Imperial had Beskar staff that Din took. So obviously Beskar has made its way into Imperial hands. So it's either some faction of Mandalorians that did it because they sided with the Empire, or it's just some Imperial warlord that's got their hands on some Beskar. And I think I even stated during this episode, and probably the last one as well, how, you know, Imperial warlords, they seem to be amassing some kind of power, because there was a lot of TIE fighters going after just one person, going after Bo-Katan. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Nothing with Pershing and how he's doing after what happened to him. But we did see, no, I haven't written her name down either. What's her name? That Imperial woman. It was Elia Kane, right? I think that's her name, right? She inserted herself into that conversation with Captain Tavor and I don't know, did we get his name? The other guy, the requisitions guy, yeah, and was basically just convinced that guy that, you know, Navarro is not under New Republic control, we have nothing to do with them, yada yada yada. But Captain Tavor immediately looked at that little pin on her lapel and was like, yeah, okay, she's being reformed, right? And we know she hasn't been, and it stands to reason. I'm just going to assume that, you know, straight up, the rest of the Amnesty Housing Imperials, former Imperials, haven't also been reformed either, right? If they want to sit there and they want to reminisce about things they missed. But, I mean, hey, obviously we are seeing the beginnings of the First Order, right? You got Imperial warlords amassing their power. You've got Amnesty Housing Imperials seeding their way into whatever departments they're in and making friends and doing all that. And you know, Kane was even like, oh, I'm just going to go to the commissary. Do you want something? Whether it's coffee, do you want this? We can have a bit of a chat afterwards. Like, you know, doing all that sort of thing. She's making friends. It's all part of the plan. Like, you seed the little things and then those seeds grow, right? And it depends on what people feel, because most of the people that are working, you know, in requisitions or scientists and all that, they were former Imperial, whether they liked it, whether they didn't. But whether they're working for the New Republic still, or whether they still feel that, like, the Empire was for the best, right? It was all about order, yeah? Man, I don't know. I do want to see Pershing. I do want to see what what his current mind is like, because I think his memory's been completely erased. So I want to see how he's doing, if we see him at least. But man, and then you've got the Mandalorian stuff. I don't even know where to begin with all that. First, the armorer didn't believe her at first, and then something this episode made her change her mind. Like, I don't know what that's about. Whether she actually believes her or not, I don't think it matters. Because now Bo-Katan's got her helmet off, and the armor is given the go-ahead for Bo-Katan and probably Din as well to convince and unite the rest of the Mandalorians out there so they can retake Mandalore. And that'll be a fun watch if they can do it this season. Maybe that's next season. But, man, with Moff Gideon's escape, like, I don't even know what Gideon's planning now, too, because he's in the wind doing something. But, man, like, I don't know. They've got a home on Navarro, at least for now. They're safe. Keeping them safe. Well, people of Navarro are safe. And now, yeah, like, I don't know. I have no idea what next episode is going to be like, because this one, like I said at the start of this video, this one blew me. Like, every episode blows me away. This one did it again, because, like, every time I think about where the story might be going, I kind of get, like, so I didn't expect Gideon to have escaped from a prison transport, even though the rumors, we heard, there's a rumor going around he did escape, but I was kind of hoping he wouldn't have, and that his story would just be done, and that we move on to something like Thrawn or something else, right? Or some Imperial warlord. Could have been Thrawn, but that might be left for the Ahsoka series. Or at least I thought the Pirate King would probably have a bigger role to play than just this, right? But I don't know. My mind is always changing about where I think things will be going and doing this, and that's what makes a show good, because I'm always guessing. I'm always on my toes. I'm always left blindsided by one thing or another. Man, I love this show. And I cannot wait for the next episode. We should be nearing the end of this season. I think there's only 8 episodes. So, obviously the story is now been picking up. There is something going on. There's not a lot to do with Mandalore, right? There didn't seem to be really any Imperial presence on Mandalore that we saw, at least, but there's so I don't know, like, retaking Mandalore is probably easy, but keeping it's probably a bit harder. And man, I don't know. I have no idea how this season's going to end, and like, I don't know if Bo-Katan will take the Darksaber from Din, whether she's just gonna come in riding the Mythosaur, whether they switch roles. Maybe Bo-Katan takes the Darksaber, maybe Din rides the Mythosaur. Like, I don't know. Now I'm excited to see how this season ends, and I just can't wait, man. But I guess we have to. Next week,